Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Smells Like. I'm Josh. So good to see you. I got a little haul video in store today. Got my beverage, got my fragrances situated all around, got my throne. By the way, I'm really into Game of Thrones. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, folks. I think it's going to get crazier. I just want to say that. Any Game of Thrones fans out there, I won't drop any spoilers, but oh boy, have I been enjoying that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fragrances, that many, that I want to talk about today. One or two of them may have been shown before. I honestly can't remember which I've already talked about, but these are 6 fragrances that I procured as of recently. Scent of the day today is a fragrance that I am newly excited about. It's from Chanel. My love affair with Chanel continues. Chanel last summer came out with their Les Eaux line, a line of colognes, 3 colognes. Apparently they just announced a fourth that will be coming out this summer. That's based around, I think, the idea of the Riviera, the French Riviera. So that could be cool. They're all fresh, transparent, kind of warm weather colognes that have to do with different destinations that are of importance in the history of Chanel. So the first 3 were Deauville, Venice, and Biarritz. So these are places. And today I am wearing the Deauville. So Deauville is a fresh fragrance that's based around patchouli, and I love it. It's almost like this if Coromandel, or fragrances like Coromandel, or even fragrances like Coco Mademoiselle sort of all got together and had a unisex summer young child or created something summer and youthful that's still kind of based around patchouli. I'm really loving it. I'm really liking it for a fresh. It also has citrus and fresh notes and kind of like green watery notes in it, but it's got a little something underneath it, and I'm liking it. So time will tell. I don't know. We'll see. But the Deauville might be bottle worthy. Oh, they all 3 might be bottle worthy. I don't know. Let's just jump right into the haul here. The first thing I got is from Prada. I'm really excited about this. I got this gift set of Prada Infusion Dome. So Prada Infusion Dome came out just over 10 years ago. It has since been discontinued. I found this set that has a 100 ml bottle of the fragrance, and this is like a aftershave balm lotion. Found this on eBay for $70, which is, I think there's other sets like this around the $90 mark, so pretty good deal on this. These are skyrocketing. There's also people selling these for hundreds of dollars. And this, I checked the batch code and everything. This is 10 years old. The fragrance has stood up. The fragrance is still really nice and fresh. This has notes of neroli, iris, cedar, vetiver, incense, and benzoin. It's just an awesome soapy fragrance. It just smells like the most expensive soap. I have another about 3/4 full of the same size bottle that I'm going through. So this one will just kind of sit in its box. I did try this 10-year-old aftershave lotion, and it has not withstood the test of time, unfortunately. Lotions are not going to stand up. I mean, it's still fine. I don't think it's like going to, hurt my skin or anything, but it smelled a little sour. So I won't be using the lotion, but hey, I was really stoked to get this. It's one of my favorite soapy fragrances of all time is Prada Infusion Dome. I don't know why they discontinued it. It's similar to the Prada Infusion Iris, the Iris one. I don't know how to say it. Diris, I don't know. The Iris, the Iris one. Moving right along. This is another designer, so from Dunhill. So from the Dunhill Icon line, I went ahead and did it. Anybody that's been watching my videos knows I was kind of on the fence. This is Dunhill Icon Racing. Clearly the most like generic kind of mass appealing addition to the Dunhill Icon line, but I like it. It's based around orange blossom with some lavender. It's got some spices. It has a nice grapefruit in the opening, and then that Dunhill Icon musk. It's the same kind of musk that's in Neroli Portofino. That's why I first fell in love with the original Dunhill Icon, because the original, the silver Dunhill Icon, has that musk in it that I just love. They use quite a bit of it in Icon Racing as well. It's a little generic. It's a little bubblegummy. You know, it has that kind of, I hate to say it, it kind of has that like Invictus Aqua, Mont Blanc Legend Spirit, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Lamel Eau Fresh, the Popeyes, the Supermans, all that stuff. It kind of has that. But I like it. And just for an easy breezy spring fragrance, easy to wear, I really like it. It actually, it kind of reminds me of another one of my guilty pleasures, which is the YSL L'Homme Intense, because it's based around this orange blossom with some kind of bubblegum sweetness. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit, which that's another one of my guilty pleasures. So Dunhill Icon Racing, a little bit in the guilty pleasure category there, but happy I got it. It was 35 bucks, so who cares? And now I have all 4 Icon fragrances in the line. Next, from Guerlain, from their Aqua Allegoria line, this is Pamplemousse. This is my second Aqua Allegoria fragrance, the first being Herba Fresca, the mint one. This is based around Pamplemousse, which is grapefruit. So this has grapefruit and a petit grain. I actually had a dream last night. So I work at a fragrance counter for a department store, and I had this dream last night that this guy came in and he kept hounding me for petit grain. All he wanted, and he said it in this very French, petit grain, petit grain. What do you have with petit grain? And I was like, I don't know, like this has neroli in it. It's kind of, and he was just like, I want petit grain. And I was like, I don't have any petit grain. And that's what he wanted. And then, you know, it was a dream, so it got weird from there, of course. You know, you never know what's going to happen in a dream. But this fragrance is really interesting for a basic kind of citrus with not a lot of notes. You know, citrus and petit grain. An amazing sparkly grapefruit. This also has the note of cassis in it. Cassis is the leaves, and it comes from the leaves and buds of the black currant plant. In a video when I was talking about another fragrance I'm going to talk about in a second that has cassis in it, I said it was from the blueberry leaf, and one of the commenters on the video was so upset. He was just couldn't believe I'd make such a mistake that cassis is from the blueberry leaf. What an idiot I am. So for that, whatever dickhead that left that comment, cassis is from the black currant plant. Comes from the leaves and buds of the black currant plant. But cassis, interestingly enough, used in perfumery, and some people think it smells a little, literally like cat piss, like that. If you look up the note, even on Wikipedia, they use the words cat piss in describing what cassis smells like, what the black currant plant smells like. And I noticed on like Fragrantica, some people get a little bit of a pissy vibe to this. I don't. To me, it just smells interesting. It's a little acidic, and that might be part of that cassis. For me, in the fragrances that I've smelled that do have the note of cassis in them, I don't get that pissy thing. Maybe just a little bit, like I know what they mean. But I haven't yet smelled a fragrance that is too much, like that's too pissy. This is brilliant. And another one that you can get, like I think I paid $28 or something like that on FragranceNet for this. That's amazing. And so great find. The Aqua Allegoria line is awesome. So I'll definitely be checking out more from this line. So moving right along, let's talk about the other cassis. This is the fragrance that I was talking about on another video that I apparently said it had, because it has blueberry in it. It's Bleecker Street. So I already talked about this in another video, but I don't know. I just felt like I haven't really talked about it that much, and I haven't really worn it that much yet either. So I'm including it in this haul. Um, I had been wanting a bottle of Bleecker Street literally for 3 years, and I always just kept putting it off. It was one of the first niche fragrances that I got a sample of. Went to Saks Fifth Avenue when I was first getting into the hobby, and I tried all the Bond stuff and Bleecker Street. I was like, oh, it's so cool, it's so interesting, it's kind of weird, and you know, bright, and the bottle's cool. You know, my taste has grown quite a bit since then, but I still like this. It's got, let's see, I wrote the notes down here. So this does have a blueberry note in it. It also has violet leaf, kind of a strong, kind of sharp violet leaf. It's got oak moss, so it's a little bit mossy. It also has a suede accord, which is nice, cedar wood, and that cassis, so that black currant leaf note, the leaves and buds of the black currant plant, that cassis note is also in here, and it also has kind of a sharp, it's sharp and it's acidic, but the other notes, the blueberry gives it some sweetness, the suede gives it kind of this texture, this sort of soft texture. I love this. You know, and to me, it is kind of a work of art, but just in a different way. It's not high-end French niche perfumery work of art. It's more like modern, you know, ultra-modern synthetic type of art. And I you know, I can appreciate that in a different way to, you know, kind of the high-end French stuff like the Guerlains. This is different. This is not the same thing. But I still like it, I really enjoy wearing it, and especially in the spring. I mean, everything about this, from the bottle to the fragrance, it really is a great spring fragrance. I enjoy wearing. Although I haven't worn it that much yet, so I really need to dive into this thing, give it some wearings. So 2 more fragrances to talk about. This is another one that I showed in another video, but I haven't really talked about it that much, from Tom Ford's Private Blend line. This really was on my bucket list for a long time as well. Neroli Portofino Forte. I know I talked about this, actually these two, I guess, in another video, but I still feel like I haven't really talked about getting them and how excited I am to get them. Neroli Portofino Forte takes the original Neroli Portofino, which is an eau de cologne style, which eau de colognes are meant to be very light, refreshing. They go all the way back to the first eau de cologne in the 1800s, I think, 1700s or 1800s, when 4711 was created in Cologne, Germany. Eau de Cologne, water of Cologne, that's where this style came from. The first eau de colognes, 4711, Guerlain's eau de cologne, that they created for Napoleon, and apparently Napoleon's wife really liked that. I have a bottle of that on the way, but this is kind of like a modern interpretation of that style. The Forte beefs it up a little bit, so it's not nearly as fleeting as the original Neroli Portofino. This, of course, has neroli. That's kind of the main thing, citrus and neroli, but they've added a really pretty high dose of musk, this really kind of clean musk, but it also has a little bit of dirtiness, a little bit of sexiness to it, and a suede leather accord in here that gives it some legs to stand on, that most eau de colognes don't have. And so this really, I get, really decent performance out of this for an eau de cologne style. It ups the performance from the original Neroli Portofino, and this is just, I love this stuff. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I just, there's something about it that I just love. And I've been on such a cologne kick, meaning that style, the light, easy, transparent fragrances, that I went ahead and on eBay, this is a fragrance from the Chanel Exclusives line that I've had my eye on for a long time. I went ahead and got the big boy bottle of Chanel's Eau de Cologne. This is the last fragrance in this haul that I want to talk about. A little bit had been used out of this already, but there was an auction for it. These go for, I think after tax, around $325 if you get them, the 200 ml size, from Chanel.com or from a boutique. And I couldn't bring myself to do it. This is, this is an eau de cologne style, so it is very light, it is very fleeting, and I just couldn't bring myself to pay that much for a fragrance that you know, depending on the weather and my skin and everything, may only last for a couple of hours. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, but I found this bottle on eBay, and I paid about half what it retails for. Got it all said and done for around $150, and to me, it's worth it at that price. That's less than the 75 ml bottle goes for at retail. I think those go for $175 plus tax, so you're looking around $200 for the 75 ml bottle. So really excited to get this. I've been showering, bathing in this stuff. This has, similar to other eau de colognes and like Neroli Portofino, citrus, neroli. This also has some green notes, some kind of green aqueous notes, and a really nice white, clean musk in the base of this. This is such a beautiful fragrance. It really is a work of art in and of itself. I'll do a full review on this. Such a transparent, delicate, but masterfully made fragrance. This is one of the masterpieces of perfumery, and we're talking about this genre of eau de colognes. I don't know that they get much better than Chanel's eau de cologne, so I am just thrilled to add that to my collection, to get the big boy bottles, so I don't have to worry about just bathing in the stuff. So I will have a review coming on that, where I kind of talk about that. I know that for some people, this fragrance is never going to be worth its price, even at a heavy discount, just because of the nature of it. It is fleeting, and even its fleeting nature, there's something about that intrigues me. To have something so beautiful yet fleeting, I feel like I'm always just kind of chasing after it. I always want more from this fragrance, and there's something about that I like. I don't know, it's kind of a poetic thing. So anyway, that's my haul. If you stuck around here, it's been a long video, but I hadn't made a video in like almost 2 weeks, so thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys. Let me know in the comments what you've been into lately. What are some of your spring and summer favorites? What are some of the standouts that you have procured for your collection lately? Or if you have any favorites here from this haul, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you'd like to do this again sometime, do hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you right here at Smells Like Fragrance channel for another video next time. Thanks so much for watching.